Hi everyone, welcome to Daggerwing Nature Center. Here today we have Artemis, our eastern screech owl. We're going to do all of our live talks with you guys at 3:15, Wednesday through Saturday. So thanks for coming in and joining us today. Today we're going to talk about Artemis, who is our eastern screech owl. We don't normally have a feeding with her. We can show you guys what she eats, but she's sort of a shy eater, so but we'll get into that a little later. So eastern screech owls are found all over North America, east of the Rocky Mountains, all the way to the coast, and even to South Canada, down all the way here in South Florida. They love wooded habitats, anywhere with trees, so that could be parks, your backyard, urban and suburban areas. So anywhere with lots of trees, you're going to find the eastern screech owl. Now I say find, but you more so will hear this owl before you see it. And that is because of their incredible camouflage. So they love to hang out in cavities of trees, little holes that maybe a squirrel's hanging out in or a woodpecker had created, and they will camouflage very well up against those trees with that incredible coloration that you see on Artemis here. They have a couple of colorations actually. They can be a reddish color, a brown color, or more like a gray tone like Artemis here. It just depends geographically where they're living, what colors that they would come in. We have this really great photo that shows you guys perfectly how well an eastern screech owl will be camouflaged in one of these trees. So you'll most likely not see them for that incredible reason, but also because they have, they're nocturnal. So in the daytime they're going to be sleeping, but during the night is when they will come out of their little cavity, hang out on a perch, and look on the ground for anything that will scurry about that might be their prey. So they eat a variety of things, insects, even crayfish, so even fish. They do like to hang out anywhere near water. They will eat other songbirds as well, amphibians like frogs and lizards. And definitely rodents, so definitely little mammals, maybe little rabbits. And so here at our nature center, we feed our owl little mice, little frozen mice. So we feed her every day a variety of different sizes, and she seems to like them. But she's pretty shy, like you said, so she's not going to eat in front of anybody, unfortunately. So in the wild, they're going to find their prey scurrying beneath them, and they'll do that with their incredible vision. So as you can see, they have front-facing eyes like you and I, and that allows them to have binocular vision and also see, two things at once, which gives them depth perception. So that's why these guys have those front-facing eyes, so that they can see their prey exactly where they are. And also they're so large that they're about the fist compared to your head. If you were to go like this, that's about the size of their eyes in comparison to their heads. That's pretty big. And one of our questions that we posted was, how far do we think that an owl can turn its head? And why would they have to do that exactly? So they have to turn their head because they cannot move their eyes independently left and right, up and down. They can blink, as you see Artemis is doing. They can actually blink one eye at a time as well, always having an eye on you. But they can't move their eyes, and that's because they don't have any room for muscles to do that. So they have to turn their head. And they turn their head, the answer is 270 degrees. So sorry for those of you that said 360, that would not be a good thing. They don't turn their head all the way around, but it's quite impressive how far they can get. So they have that incredible ability to see at night. Also, because their eyes are so big, it captures so much light. They have photoreceptive cells inside their eyes like you and I do, but they have way more of them. So they can capture lots of light, and they also have a membrane behind their eyes that will capture more light, so it will bounce off that membrane called a tapetum lucidum. And it will bounce off and recapture the light with those cells once more. So they kind of have a dual opportunity for all that light to be captured. So they can really see at night just fine with the light of the moon, with the light of the stars. We had a question from everyone at home. What does she like to do for fun? Well, I think that Artemis probably enjoys days like this where she can get out of her enclosure and have a little interaction with us and with you. And if you guys were here in person, she does like to put on a show and have a little bit of vocalizations, and I'm sure she does like this change of scenery. We also do take Artemis for walks, so as you can see, she is very securely harnessed with her jesses. So these are basically like a leash, if you will, for a bird of prey. So they're called jesses, and so we have attached them to a leash here, and then that is very tightly, securely wrapped around the glove here, so she will not fly away. And we like to take her on walks actually outside around the nature center. So she does definitely get to hear all those birds out there talking to her, and change of scenery, get some real sun on her face. So she definitely likes to do that for fun. We have another question. So Stephen asked, how much does she weigh? Great question. So most people might think that she's actually like a baby owl, like an owlet, but she's not. So eastern screech owls only get to be about this big, so she is full grown. The females are actually larger, which is why we believe that Artemis is a female, because she is a little larger in comparison to other eastern screech owls we've seen. But she weighs exactly 107 grams. So that's like about the weight of your cell phone, I'd say. So pretty light. And they are pretty weightless because they have to have silent flight. And in order to get that flight, they have to have very lightweight bodies. So their bones are actually hollow, and they're actually made sort of with a honeycomb pattern. So if a bird were to be injured, they do actually need to be in human care because it is very impossible for them to regain that movement with their wing if they were to break a bone inside of their wing. So she is incredibly light. So also with her feathers make her very light as well. So also owls, she has very specialized feathers, which also make her an incredible hunter to find her prey at night. So their feathers actually have like a serrated combed edge, which breaks through turbulence when they fly. So it gives them essentially silent flight. She also has disc shapes around her eyes, which also funnels sound back to her ears. And with that, also she has incredible feathers called plumicorns, kind of a funny name. Those are ear tufts. So a lot of people think that those feathers on her ear, on top of her head, are actually ears, but they are not. They are specialized feathers, and they help her camouflage to her environment, as well as they can express sort of emotion. So if she's alert, if she's maybe upset, or if she's content and she's comfortable, they're going to move in different ways to show different emotions. All right, everyone. I think we had someone interested in sort of hearing the sound of the eastern screech owl. So right before we'll go, we'll try to get her to do a little vocalization for you guys. So they don't have a screech like their name suggests. It's more like a trill, and she has a couple sounds. So I'll do a couple different sounds to kind of get her to talk, because she does like to respond to us after we've been around her for a little bit. Right? That's it? What else do you have to say? Silent little chirps today. She did all of her singing this morning. Well, thank you guys for tuning in with us. Artemis loves to virtually interact with everyone. So, Daggerwing Nature Center page on Facebook. We really miss everyone. We miss all you volunteers. We miss all of our friends. We miss all of our visitors. So, but we'll be here doing these talks and chats with you guys, and come join us again tomorrow at 3:15 for another presentation. Until then, everybody, keep exploring nature, and we'll see you next time. Bye.